It seems a lot of people enjoyed the 3 light loadouts for high elo, and they wanted to see some loadouts for the other classes, so let's cover medium. A quick little explanation. So I used to play mainly heavy throughout a lot of the other seasons, and then currently in this season, I actually find myself with 2 heavy mains that are in my typical rotation of people I play with. And my other teammate also can play heavy. So it felt like I just needed to pick up medium because there's a lot of times where we've kind of needed a medium, and I would say in general this was my weakest class out of the 3. So this season I've really been locking in on medium, and I thought why not just cover medium next, since it's been something I've spent so much time this season actually learning and mastering so that I can play it at the top level, and I've still been using it plenty of times in my grind throughout this season in ranked. Now, one of the strongest classes currently in the meta is medium, and there are so many versions of the class that can work in a competitive scene in terms of what you can bring in, but I'm going to cover 2 of the most used loadouts along with an alternative to one of them, because I'll just say it right now, the Guardian turret is easily the worst specialization on the class and is not used by any top players in ranked. For this reason, I will not be doing a Guardian turret build because these are builds for high elo. So let's start discussing why medium is so strong this season. The pike being introduced brought a weapon stronger than most other weapons in the game up to this point on any class. And this class in general went barely untouched over the years. The defib, heal beam, and the mobility options stand as some of the strongest utility in the game and have barely been nerfed or reworked outside of the defib rework we saw in Season 2. A lot of the weapons in the game as a whole have been nerfed so much that the model has slowly taken over the scene. So everything about medium just seems to shine a lot right now. So let's go over some loadouts, and we will start with the standard healer loadout we see the most. The heal beam is obviously the specialization to go with. It is great paired with another heavy or another medium player. I don't suggest using this if you have 2 lights on your team. If you're going for a light, medium composition, you're best off not using a healer. For weapon, we will bring the new Season 4 weapon, the Pike 556, a fantastic weapon to allow you to play at range and get tons of chip damage. Can still be used up close with great success. The gadgets we will bring will be the defib, an obvious choice for a healer, but honestly this thing is so strong, surviving in this game is crucial. A team wipe is one of the worst outcomes in a match, so in a lot of situations, getting a teammate back into the fight is going to be incredible. We next bring double movement. In this meta, we really want to get cash boxes inserted. The 30% for plugging is massive. After getting 1 plug, we run to the next cash box if we can get that one as well, but we do not want to sit on a cash out for 2 minutes. We should be running around to get the plug. It's a guaranteed income. And even during that 2 minutes, if you know there's a fight happening elsewhere on the map, getting the extra 500 here and there definitely adds up. There's times where you're going to win by maybe 1,000, and it could be those couple extra kills that you chased early on instead of just sitting in a room for 2 minutes. Both mobility options allow us to traverse the map way better. For reserves, we're going to bring the Model 1887. If you are new to this weapon, a pro tip is to slide with it, shoot and then melee, and then shoot again. You can melee between shots and it won't affect your rate of fire, so we can weave 40 extra damage in. Considering we're going to be in melee range with a shotgun, this is a no-brainer to do. Sliding and jumping makes you a harder target to track, but don't abuse this, especially not jumping, as you will become a very easy target that's basically just telegraphed. You want to throw it in at the beginning, maybe in the middle, potentially at the end, but use these different movement techniques in a way that is unpredictable, especially when you're up in people's faces, because you need to stay alive. But if you can land your shots in between these movements, you are going to absolutely melt with this weapon. Next, we bring the APS, just in case we run into a team that spams stuff like frags and RPGs. The glitch trap if we run into pesky sword players, or really anything that needs counters like lights in general, or even stopping mesh on the point so enemies can't steal in the open so easily. The last gadget I run in reserve is frag grenade. If you're running 3 mediums or double medium heavy and you need that entry damage, or the enemy is running glitch traps, frag grenades are a great counter to this. Definitely worth trying out, if you need that extra damage for your team, or if the enemy is setting up so many defenses with mines and stuff that you need to counter it. Really can't ever go wrong with some grenades anyways. Now the next loadout is a little surprising to those who haven't really been following the scene too closely. Honestly, I can't say I expected this to be the meta, considering how the meta has been pretty similar for so long, but it's a dematerializer build. Finally, the demat is a meta pick, and I'm honestly excited about it. Let's break down the loadout here. So with demat, we will pair it with the model 1887. A fantastic weapon to complement the dematerializer. With the changes to demat this season, it's been having a lot more success. It's more consistent and allows mediums to play for the drop a lot easier, meaning that you can kind of take that role away from your heavy, who typically uses C4 for drop. I suggest learning the model here, as it really does pair well with demat, considering your role for the team. You are going to be setting up plays. You're going to be approaching from angles, and you're also going to be playing for yourself. But you can also play for your team. There's a lot of different approaches, but you do want to be approaching from weird angles, and you want to be confusing your enemies. If you have dematerializer, don't peek through the door that everybody else is peeking from. Run around the wall and open it up. The gadgets we're going to run is defib, as this is so strong, as we kind of mentioned before. But with demat, you can actually demat a ceiling above you if you have your teammate's player totem, and you'll drop that trophy for an easier revive, which is really nice. Then we're going to run frag grenades. As you are more of a flanker of the team, you should kind of consider yourself more of a light player. So you should be trying to focus DPS a little bit more, as the demat facilitates that a little bit better than obviously a healer. The extra chip damage from the frag grenades can help you succeed a lot more in some of the fights, potentially meaning that you could miss a couple pellets and still get faster TTKs. However, if you are queuing with a healer, the zip and frag can be swapped to either class. It's totally fair to let the healer take the frag, so you get more mobility as the demat flanker. This will be up to your team to decide what is best for you and for them. And last, we take jump pad because, of course, jump pad is just great. Now for reserves, we're going to bring the pike again because it's just so strong. Then we will bring an AR of our choice. Typically, I only do one backup weapon, but here I think the ARs are pretty awesome. If you happen to really need a solid medium range option and the pike isn't working for you, pick any AR that suits your preference. We then will grab zipline for the backup as mentioned before. And last, we have data reshaper. This is extremely slept on. Getting red barrels to open up walls from range is great, or even having your entire team holding red barrels, gas barrels, whatever, is just great for entry damage and for causing chaos that typically your heavy might be doing. We can also remove turrets, mines, frag grenades, and even RPGs with just one click on data reshaper, and we get 3 of them. This is a great reserve option because in the times where it counters the enemy, it does it really, really well. Now the last build is going to be an ode to my friend and fellow creator, Sanguine Knights. He runs demat model as well, but he doesn't run defib. So we're going to be bringing again the demat model with explosive mines this time and double movement. Now he is a solo queue player, and the plays that you can do by double stacking mines above or below a point to then drop the cash show onto the mines or drop the mines onto the cash show is actually super fun to watch, and it's a really, really smart strategy that people aren't going to predict. The demat allows you to open up walls to bring your teammates trophies into weird angles. You can then close that up and just slowly revive them. I suggest checking him out for more content on that playstyle. And one of the tips that he gave me was that walls don't exist. Always keep that in mind when you're playing dematerializer. I'm sorry to all the fellow turret enjoyers, but realistically, it's just not a viable pick when you are facing very good teams. It can be quite annoying, but it is very easy to deal with. And if it was something that did kind of become meta, I feel like high elo players would adapt extremely fast and it would become completely useless. Subscribe for more content on the finals. Thank you to all my members. Comment below what loadouts you are using on medium to climb ranked. Enjoy medium while it's so strong, and I will see you in the finals. Oh, what the? What? What was that? What was that? What? I just got attacked by a jump pad.